Are you really serious about trading futures? Do you do it from the work environment of your own home, meaning you have your own trade station or desktop set up to where maybe you have a monitor or two or a couple monitors and able to do it out of the convenience of a quiet environment is what we want to talk about today is the best places to take trades when we're trading futures, okay? So with a show of hands, I'd like to know right now how many of you are actually full-time day traders for one, all right? And how many of you are part-time day traders as well? But primarily the most important question is how many of you are actually taking your trades from home, meaning you have your own work station environment, and then how many of you are actually, I guess, taking on more risk and doing it from work, okay? Now, I like to say right now, I highly recommend not trading from work unless your employer allows you to do so, because you can run into a multitude of factors in which you can possibly find yourself out of that job, okay? If your employer is fine with you, maybe you have your own cubicle space or your own work desk or office space, and no one knows what you're really doing behind closed doors when you should be probably doing something for your employer, or you got hired for a job position, let's say for one, okay, and then you're doing something that you want to do on company time. I would recommend not doing that, but again, if your employer allows you to do that, then that's just fine, okay? So with a show of hands, how many of you are actually trading from work is what I'm trying to say, when you should be putting in the time and effort to what you're doing, at your full-time job or even part-time job, because that can run to many issues to where you could possibly find yourself out of a job. And that's one thing that we, as traders, if we're trading, say, for example, part-time or full-time, and we're trying to compound our account. We're trying to start or get our feet wet into the market to where we can grow an account and then show consistency and profitability to where we can, if we have passion about, hey, I want to leave my job at some point as a whatever, professional position you may be in or whatever job title you may hold, but you find passion in trading and you want to move over into this arena, you're going to have to be able to, save enough money away, know how to trade the correct way, build put funds into an account to be able to, and compound that account before you just jump ship. There are lots of people that jump ship all the time, and then they find themselves right back at the same place of employment or somewhere else because they've blown their account several times. And that's frustrating when you've built up a certain size capital or amount of money, and then you think that you're ready to start trading and you find yourself blowing through that money. So that's why you want to prove to yourself, no one else, prove to yourself that you can do this. But again, the topic here is, finding the right places to be able to trade from. All right. Again, I wouldn't recommend doing so from work, because again, you may find yourself out of a job where you're not ready to make that move quite yet. You'll force yourself out of position. So if your employer walks in on you or an employee sees you doing something that you're not supposed to be doing and said, hey, this person is supposed to be, tackling this task or finishing this project or this assignment, but yet they're taking time away, and I've just caught them trading on their phone or trading on their laptop. Maybe you take a personal laptop into work or whatever the case is, and you got your workstation for work, but you got a personal laptop, you're bringing it into work just so you can trade, and then someone speaks up and tells on you, basically, and you find yourself in the hot seat or a situation to where you don't want to be in, because now you put not only yourself at jeopardy, but your family as well. So I would highly recommend kind of carving out a time frame in which you can trade from, and do it so from the environment of your own personal home, okay, and on your own personal time. All right, and I know it can be frustrating and stressful because most people work 85, 95 jobs or shift level jobs, and trying to find the opportune or right time to actually trade, because you want to do it, you want to make some extra money, you want to get out of the job that you're currently in, but do it the correct way, and or come out with a logical plan to put in place so you can keep your job for one, continue making money, continue being able to provide for your family, and keeping food on the table and the lights on and the mortgage paid, versus finding yourself out of a job. Now you're having to tap into that money that you've been saving to eventually start your own personal trading account, now you're tapping into that because now you lost your job and now you're eating through your savings. So you don't want to do that, okay, is what I'm trying to say. So I would recommend setting up shop in your own home at some little space, whether it's in your own room, or maybe you have an extra room, or in the garage, or, in the basement, or wherever it may be at. Just carve out a small little space for yourself to where you don't need much space. You just need a little bit of quietness to be able to think, to be able to see, to be able to understand what's going on in the market so you can take, the right setups is what I'm trying to say. This is, once you've again become educated and understand the structure of the market, meaning market structure, and educating about the concepts surrounding the principles of trading in a sense, and understand the concepts, and you're ready to start trading, and you've proven to yourself by back testing and forward testing, and you're in simulation and demo, you've proven to yourself over a period of time, now you're ready. Okay, during that time, you should be, you probably want to go ahead and start saying, hey, I'm going to trade from or carve out a space in my own home in which I'm going to actually trade from. So again, let's don't do that from work, but I'm not telling anyone what to do. If your employer is fine with it, then that's okay. Show of hand, how many people out there are actually, their employer is okay with them trading from work, all right? Or maybe you work at in an investment firm, or you work at some company where you're dealing with finances or financial investments or whatever the case is, and your employee's okay with you trading personally, while you're at work doing other things for the business, okay, if that be the case. So anyways, I like to know, leave a comment down below. How many of you are just taking the time, hey, I come home after, 5 o'clock, I'm looking to trade maybe the Asian session, or getting up early and trading the London session. But, I'm staying away from doing it at work because you don't want to actually take the risk of losing your job. Okay, that is what makes sense. So everyone's situation is different, and meaning the time frames in which they work. Everyone's schedule is different. Everyone, the time zones in which we live in may be different across the globe. So that plays a factor too. But that's the beauty about trading futures. I've said this before, is there are 3 trading sessions: the Asian, London, and then the New York session. So there's plenty of time to trade because the market's open 23 hours a day and only close 1 during maintenance, 5 days a week. So, but I understand the fact too as well is that there's more volume in some markets, not some markets, I'm sorry, some sessions than others. And typically the London and the New York session are probably the 2 best sessions to trade within. But there's also, those factors like which instruments or contract to trade futures, which ones make sense to trade with in certain sessions, okay? So primarily probably during the Asian session, there's not a lot of volume when it comes to the indices. So maybe you want to look at a different futures market, maybe, like gold or something like that. I don't know. So, but anyways, you have to find and pick out your poison of choice. But again, the places in which I personally recommend, I would recommend, getting and starting off at is at your own home environment. Okay. Make a place for yourself, a safe haven for yourself, to where you can think privately and think logically about, diving deep into the markets. You start doing these type things at work. You are looking at the market, and then all of a sudden you take a trade, and then boom, you get a call on the phone, or an employee steps in your office, or your employee comes in your office, and then you're stuck into a trade, and the trade's going against you. You're not able to get out of it. Then you put yourself in a bad situation. So try not to put yourself in any situations to where you got multiple things going on. You want to do or trade when you have nothing going on, because your mind has to be focused on what you're doing at 100% at all times. Because if that trade's not working out, you need to be able to cut it quick enough to preserve your capital. So that's why you have to create a very quiet space for yourself and think. Okay, it only should be you in the charts, nothing clouding your mind and kind of interfering with your thought process of doing so. But again, with a show of hands, how many of you are actually trading from work, maybe sitting on the phone, have a personal laptop, and your job has no relation to the financial markets at all? You know, how many of you are actually trading from work, and or how many of you have actually, traded from work and lost your job behind it? I'd like to know, a show of hands. I know the people out there who have done so, okay, and maybe lost their jobs, or gotten a warning, to where your employer may have said, hey, do that from home. Don't do that. Don't do that from here. This is your warning. This is your write-up. We catch you doing it again, then we're going to have to let you go. So, and how many of you are actually doing this full time right now from your home? You're actually trading from home. Now, the beauty about trading as well is that you can take this on the road. So maybe you're on vacation and say, we've got the vacation funds, but okay, we're about to spend out this kind of money while we're on vacation. You can actually recoup some of that money while you're on vacation to spend it. And it's like the ATM never stops, right? Okay. The thing about it is that maybe, you're on vacation and you say, yep, we're going to be gone for a whole week. I'm going to trade 2 days this week. I'm going to take one setup out of those 2 days, or one setup each day out of those 2 days. And that's it. Don't need anything else. That's the beauty about trading as well, because you can take that laptop with you. You're not at work, you're on your own time still, and be on vacation, okay? So you have to figure out the best opportunities for which you can trade, whether part-time or full-time, but not in the midst of a situation to where it's going to cause you some hardship and cost you some money in the end. So again, just wanted to share that with you guys today, but I would like for people to kind of comment down below, say, hey, I'll wait when I only do it from my home environment. I never take it to work. Or how many of you have actually go to work and actually trade from that phone or from that laptop, or maybe even taking it an extra step and you're really putting on the risk or taking the risk and you're trading from the desktop environment in which the business provides you if you're working behind a desk. So I'd like to know, a show of hands. Leave comments down below. Be interesting to see, your comments on what you state. Of course, other people will see it, but the thing about it is that we all learn, maybe you've done it and then someone said, then you say to yourself, hey, I won't ever do that again. But it's just, honesty is what counts, because in the markets we have to be honest with ourselves. And maybe that was a learning curve or situation for you, to where you've said, I won't do that again. But maybe it's put you into the hot seat now, to where you really have to say, don't have the job. I got money put away. I lost my job because of what I was doing. Now I have to really step my game up and really make this trading thing work out. You don't want to put yourself in a hot seat that way. But sometimes in life some of the best outcomes come from when we have to really step up and come to the plate, and things kind of work out for us, even though our back is against the wall. So either way, just wanted to throw that out there and kind of give my little advice about the best spaces or places to actually position or take trades. But the biggest thing is to make sure you're doing it where you have just your mind and your eyes and your chart and the charts in front of you, and you're not having a lot going on around you. That's why I don't recommend trading from work, especially even if you're allowed to do so, because at any given point something could just get out of whack, or you may get busy real quick, even though you may think that, hey, nothing's going on right now. I see a great setup. Let me take that trade. And then the next thing you know, that phone rings, or someone steps into your office, or you get called into a meeting, and then it's like, okay, what do I do with this position? I'm down, but the market can still go in my favor, and I don't want to close because now I'll be taking a loss. That's the kind of thing that you want to, you don't want to put yourself in. That you want to avoid those risk factors like that as well. Trading is risky enough as it is. Don't add on any additional risks. So just try to stay away from trading at work. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Do it in your own confinement of your home, or on your own time. All right. And trust me when I say, you'll find that yourself, once you understand and learn how to trade the correct way, to where you become more profitable and less distracted. Okay. So, but outside of that, that's all I wanted to do, was share that with you guys today. Hopefully it makes sense. Leave comments down below. I'd definitely like to hear from individuals, and your answers as well will help other individuals make better decisions. Okay. But if you aren't a current subscriber, please take the time to go ahead and click on that sub button down below. Make sure to turn your post notifications so you don't miss one of the uploads here on the channel. Anyone's interested in joining and becoming an elite member, again, the link is down in the description portion of the video. For $6.99, you gain access to that's $6.99 a month. You gain access to the trade breakdown videos, the video playlist link by link, and then you also receive other various video content that I upload. I did a great market structure video a while back. But yeah, I mean, as far as the trade breakdowns, they help individuals understand the type of trades that I take when it comes to surrounding supply and demand. We're talking about where to place TPs at, profit target areas, where to place your stop loss at, just the mindset of what I was thinking leading up to a trade and why I actually took those trades. We walked through that. I just did a video, an updated video yesterday, going over 2 trade setups and talking about those in detail. Again, these type live situations, or I should say these type recordings, to where I'm going into detail about the trade setups that I take and the ones that I post over to the community, the Discord community. The Discord is free. You'll see both of those links down in the description portion of the video. The Discord's free. Right below that is the link to become an elite member. If you click on the link to become an elite member, make sure to choose the tier for $6.99, and you'll be able to gain direct access to those trade breakdown videos. Again, I just did another one yesterday. But yeah, if you found value in today's video, I appreciate it. If you would definitely click on that like button right now, click on it. Appreciate it, and see everyone in the next one.